That's how we're leading in orthopedics. That's how Premier Health is leading with care. With specialists in every area of orthopedic medicine. With a full range of orthopedic care, from physical therapy to complex surgical procedures. With a passion for helping you live life to the fullest. That's how we're leading in orthopedics. That's how Premier Health is leading with care.
The 2016 Flying to the Hoop Invitational, powered by SUVtv. Sponsored by DP&L. Stay safe and warm with Dayton Power and Light. Premier Health, offering a better healthcare experience for you. Marriott Dayton, the host hotel for the Flying to the Hoop Invitational. Sports Image, promotion, marketing, and management. Omnisphere, advanced web solutions. Alley Cat Designs, covering everybody. Frickers, fun food and sports. And Pepsi, refresh your world.
Welcome to game number 1 of day number 3 of the Fly Into the Hoop tournament here at the Kettering Arena, or Trent Arena in Kettering. Premier Health, a fantastic sponsor for this game, and they've got a good one on tap for game number 1. Mike Kern here with you on SUVtv, and you see on the floor, coming out, the Yellow Springs Bulldogs. They're the home team on the scoreboard. They will start in the white jerseys. Kaner Butler, 6'1", the senior, jumps it up wearing 4. Devin Perry, Ethan DeWine, Jonathan Clark, and Isaiah Taylor behind him. For Northridge, the visitors at 12-1 on today's scoreboard. They will win the tip and go first from Drew Ogletree, Anthony Carroll, DeAnthony Ivory, Averon Eli, and Malik Akbar, the 5 on the floor for the Polar Bears. Polar Bears in the reds as they go right to left, working quickly, trying to get a good shot to open day number 3. The feed into Ogletree, the athlete of the year last year in the Southwest Buckeye League, but he turns it over on the first attempt. And it'll be Yellow Springs now on offense, 57 points a game. And they missed their first shot. A wild scrum. Ogletree throws it behind his head. Leads to the left-hand layup and the foul. It'll get Malik Akbar to the free throw line. Ogletree, a fantastic athlete. 13 points a game, leads the league in field goal shooting, blocks, and rebounds. A couple of assists a game as well. Now Akbar at the free throw line, just a 52% shooter, misses off the back rim, and the big guy underneath, and Isaiah Taylor, 6'4" sophomore, picks up the rebound. Now here comes the Bulldog attack, looking for their first points of the game still. They've made 65 of their 201 threes, and they love to go quickly, inside, outside. Shot by Kaner Butler, the 6'1" senior, is blocked out of bounds. All-around athlete is that kid, a track star, holds a conference record in the 300-meter hurdles. And the point guard for the basketball team, but he coughs it up. Back the other way, the quick layup from DeAnthony Ivory. Makes it 4-0. First minute gone already here in game number 1. Trying to poke it away out of the hands of Isaiah Taylor. Taylor, kind of an interesting choice to handle the ball out that far. On the redirect, the shot from 3, not even close to going in for Perry. Now here's the first attempt back the other way, looking to make it 6-0, hanging and dropping it into the first timeout is Anthony Carroll. Quick 6-0 run through the first minute 35 here as you get another look at one of the scores. And it's the last one. Just nothing special, little runner, defense backs off, and up and in for Anthony Carroll. Carroll, one of a couple of players that were all league last year. He and Ogletree in the Southwest Buckeye League. Coach Jeff Lissath on the other side. As you get a look at the Bulldogs and Coach Steve Grasso, the MBC Coach of the Year last year. His squad finds himself in a hole, 6-0 early on. They're 11-3 on the year. Both teams in their first Flyin to the Hoop appearance. One of 7 games we have on tap today. Huntington Prep, who lost a heartbreaker last night to Prolific Prep, on tap in one of the later games. It's game number 5 of the day. Looking for the first points for Yellow Springs. Comes from Ethan DeWine, and just as quickly back the other way goes Ogletree. Missed the bunny, and DeAnthony Ivory can't connect as well. The foul, the first of the game, goes on Ogletree, and a 6'6" senior gets the first foul of the game. 5:54 to go. Isaiah Taylor, who leads the league in rebounding, now shoots it into the front court. Back comes the basketball at midcourt, a scrum, and quickly the foul starting to mount up as it's now 2-1 in that category. Foul is on Joe Plumer. Plumer, the 6'1" junior, picks up his first. 6-2 lead, just a couple of minutes in here as Akbar back on the wing, wanted to take the shot, drops it off instead to Aaron Ely. And on his way to the basket, he's deposited to the floor. Take it out of bounds after the third foul. Kaner Butler with his first. Working quickly. Now Eli back out top, around the top of the horn. You see there on the drive is Carroll, and he's got 2 nifty runners. 4 of the 8 points on the board for his squad. And they lead 8-2. Long throw down for the Bulldogs. Yellow Springs now with the basketball. 3 minutes gone in the first quarter as they continue to try and cut into this 6-point deficit. They've got just 1 basket from Ethan DeWine. He's out on the perimeter. Now here's the shot from Joe Plumer off the mark. They stick back with a left hand for Kaner Butler. Averages 6 rebounds, 13 points a game, and can get to the rim pretty quickly. Halfway through this quarter, nice jumper over the top of the defense from Averin Ely. His first 2. 4 different players have combined for 10 points for the Polar Bears. DeWine works his offense through Kaner Butler, takes it through the lane, and it is fouled. So 5 fouls in the first half of this first quarter. Hopefully that's not a trend that continues the rest of the day, as Anthony Carroll is tagged for his first. Butler will go to the line. Kaner, first team NBC last year, shoots 45% from the free throw line. Southpaw's first offering, up and in. Second shot away, and that one spins down. 4 a pair, he's got 4. It's a 10-6 deficit now. As back the other way come the Polar Bears. Ogletree on the spin, kicks it back out, trying to get something from the outside is the 3. Welcome to the Anthony Carroll Show. He's got a quick 7, and it's 13-6. Again, Isaiah Taylor lopes the ball into the front court. Now the big man will send it down in the corner to Joe Plumer. Plumer looking for the backdoor pass. It's stolen away from Ethan DeWine. A couple of quick turnovers, and taking a spill at midcourt is DeAnthony Ivory. I believe he got called for the foul too. Now they give it to Devin Perry. Perry now back on the defensive end. As you see Averin Eli with his 3. Off the mark, Ogletree comes down with a rebound. Keeps the possession alive. The left-hand shot for Akbar. Won't go. Behind the back pass from Carroll to Ogletree for his first 2 points of the game. Anthony Carroll he's got 7 points and a beautiful assist. It's led to 9 different points. Now here's the long 3 ball from Ethan DeWine that won't find its way into the basket. Rebound, DeAnthony Ivory speeds through traffic. Underhand to Malik Akbar for 2. 17-6. Malik now with 4 points. Taylor just bumping down with Ogletree. And a foul on the opposite end as it'll go against Anthony Carroll. Joe Plumer tried to take it to the rim, and Carroll smacked it out of his hands. He had other plans. That's number 2 on Carroll. Let's get a look at Joe Plumer at the free throw line. 47-8 on the year, misses it to the left. And a switch as Ethan DeWine will go out, and Tony Marinelli, a 6-foot sophomore averaging 5 points a game, into the game for the first time. 1 out of 2 free throws. Neither one actually will go for Joe Plumer, and there's a foul the ball out of bounds rather, just as quickly. I think they're trying to explain exactly whose ball it is. It'll be the Bulldogs' ball. They'll inbound underneath their basket. 2:40 to go in the first quarter. A little oop to Kaner Butler. He's got 6. His team's only got 8, though. And they trail by 9 at 17-8. Northridge and Coach Jeff Lissath back on the offensive end. Leading by 9. They'll switch sides with Akbar and Ivory. Trying to create a mismatch underneath. A fall-away jumper too strong for Tavion Wallace. Ball comes back down to Isaiah Taylor, who again will saunter into the front court. And he's got Akbar running step for step with him. Almost came up with a steal. 2 guys on him. Creates the mismatch underneath. And an offensive foul will put an end to that possession. It'll be on Butler. That'll be number 2. So Kaner Butler for Yellow Springs and Anthony Carroll for Northridge, each with a pair of fouls. Namon Crowder, a 5'11 junior, into the game for the first time for Northridge. Now they try and get back on the defensive end. And a traveling violation will turn the basketball over. Working just as fast. Wow, that would have been something if it had came anywhere near for Marinelli, wearing the long sleeves. It's pretty warm in here, so he must have gotten up early and been a little bit cold. Down to 90 seconds to go in the first. Off-balance shot from Akbar, sort of behind the rim as he came up with it. Devin Perry with the rebound. Now Marinelli with the bright pink shoes. Throws an over the head or over the shoulder no-look pass. Gets it right back on the wing, has it go through his hands. Here comes the layup opportunity, and DeAnthony Ivory cashes in his 4th point. 19-8 with a minute to go here in the first. Ivory, the kind of kid you want leading your team, as he's got 4 points and gets back quick on defense. Now Marinelli with the ball on the left wing, takes a long distance 3. He thinks he's Josh Jackson. Didn't get that to come close. Bulldogs keep possession momentarily. It'll go off of them. They trail by 11. More subs here, as it'll be Seth Deaton, the 5'10 junior, in for Northridge. Jonathan Clark back in as we get a quick look at Malik Akbar. He gets a breather and some Gatorade at the end of the bench. Final 30 seconds of the first quarter. It has been all Polar Bears so far. Pretty much anything that they have tried to do. They've got 5 different scorers. Now here's Tavion Wallace. Right-hand shot won't go off the rim, off the front of it. Crowder chased the rebound. Ball stolen away. Ogletree takes it to the basket, and he is fouled. He'll get a pair at the line. Heads-up play by Ogletree. As it gets Isaiah Taylor, the 6'4 sophomore, to pick up his first foul. Ogletree waits at the line. First one up and down. 1 out of 2 now are the Polar Bears from the free throw line. Ogletree just a 52% free throw shooter this season. Yellow Springs with a couple of subs. They bring back in Ethan DeWine, the 6'1" senior. Second free throw up and away and good. 21-8 with 12 seconds to go here in the first. And almost a steal, but they will call Ivron Ely for the foul. That'll be his first, so fouls mounting up, 6 and 4 for the home team and the visitors. Make it 6 and 5. Technically, the clock didn't even start on that foul, as Yellow Springs and James Browning get called for the foul. Jumper and the quarter. Kaner Butler. He's got 8 of his team's 10 points. They trail 21-10 after the first quarter. As you get a look at a couple of these highlights. This one, nothing fancy, just a little pull-up jumper. Defense split, and it rolls in. Back here to start the second in just a moment on SUVtv.
With specialists in every area of orthopedic medicine. With a full range of orthopedic care, from physical therapy to complex surgical procedures. With a passion for helping you live life to the fullest. That's how we're leading in orthopedics. That's how Premier Health is leading with care.
Start of the second quarter, you get a look at Drew Ogletree. Finished the first quarter with 4 points, including those 2 free throws. His team up 21-10 after the first 8 minutes. And looking like they can do no wrong, just a couple of turnovers as well. Ethan DeWine now with the basketball off the screen from Isaiah Taylor, works it to the right wing. Wants to go to Jonathan Clark. Clark wanted to take the shot, instead had other ideas. Here comes Anthony Carroll leading the break. Lefty jumper from the block, goes out of bounds, and it'll stay, or it'll go to the Bulldogs. Isaiah Taylor wants to throw long, he just needs to get it in. The press from Northridge, trying to keep him from doing that. He'll set the screen, getting close to the 10 seconds in the backcourt. As each tried to get fancy across the back, just needs to get it into the front court to Ethan DeWine. DeWine now guarded by Ogletree. He'll back off, feed into the post across the defense, and a score again at Kaner Butler. 10 of the 12 points, needing to find a second scorer. Ethan DeWine's got the other 2, but it's a 9-point game here early in the second quarter. Ivory flips it over to the right wing to Eli. Eli will take it, knife through the lane. Teardrop won't go. Ogletree with a putback. And that's now 6 for him, and it's 23-12. Each team with a pair of points early on in the second quarter. DeWine showing off the dribbling skills. Needs to get something going towards the basket, or otherwise Yellow Springs going to be in danger of losing their 4th game of the season. They come in at 7-0 in the Metro Buckeye Conference. Leaders in that division. Here's a deep 3 off the top of the rim for Isaiah Taylor. Not his game. Leads the team with 12 points a game, but a guy who it is his game from outside, Anthony Carroll, misfires. Ogletree went for the assist, little shovel pass to Eli, ball on the ground, and all of the hustle points right now going in the way of the Northridge Polar Bears. Bears on a 4-game win streak. 12-1 on the season. 5-0 in the Southwest Buckeye League. They've got a big game on Tuesday night as they'll take on Carlisle. And Carlisle right behind them in the SWBL. 2 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Akbar feeds it inside. Ogletree dropped it, got it right back to him. Long pass across the top of the defense. Gotta watch Carroll. He almost gave it right to DeWine. Throws a laser to Ogletree instead, who gets fouled and will go back to the line, where he's got the only 2 makes for his squad. Isaiah Taylor called for his second foul. Should get a look at head coach Jeff Litsath for Northridge, the 2014 and 15 Buckeye Division Coach of the Year in the SWBL. Northridge coming off of a championship in their division last year. And a lot of that because of the big guy in Ogletree. It was his 7th foul, so he missed the 1-and-1. Pass underneath, tried to go back to the left, came back to the right for Akbar, made something a little bit more fancy than it should have been, and it's 25-12. Taylor's going to stay in the game, tries to cross over, shoots it off the back of the rim. Now here's Ethan DeWine, drives from the free throw line. His runner, ping-pongs in. Gets the floater to go, his 4th point. His team, though, still down by 11. Spin move, Akbar might have been, or Eli rather, might have been better served to just go to the rim. Ogletree using his length and getting the bucket. Again, talking about it, 9.8 rebounds. That puts him 2nd in his league. He's used 2 of them to get 4 points. And his team back up 13 at midway through this second quarter. Nice dribbling, able to keep it alive. Ball almost played perfectly just to stay alive from Joe Plumer to Kaner Butler. Another shot misfires from the wing for Isaiah Taylor, who has not scored as of yet. 27-14, Carroll from 3 from no man's land. His team about 12 miles away, and he shot it right about the time they got on the bus this morning. A foul will put Akbar at the free throw line after Joe Plumer picks up number 2. 3 different players on the floor right now for Carroll, or for Yellow Springs rather, that have 2 fouls. Lefty free throw up and in for Akbar. He's got 3 in the quarter, 7 overall, and his team has doubled up on Yellow Springs. Both teams coming on a 4-game win streak. And the second one good as well for Akbar, who's 2 out of 3 from the line. And according to Meatloaf, that ain't bad. 4:23 to go in the second quarter. Trying to get anything going right now for Coach Steve Grasso is Yellow Springs. Terrific defense by the Polar Bears throughout this entire first half. Dribble down to the baseline, Plumer looking for Andrew Clark. He'll bring it back to the top with a left hand. Tries to go back to the right, nothing doing. Off balance shot, no. The rebound stolen out of the hands of Joe Plumer by Anthony Carroll. Carroll, the honorable mention, all-conference selection last year. Tremendous first quarter for him with 7. He's looking for point number 10, and he's going to have to look again as he misses on the shot. Kaner Butler with a rebound. 3:40 now to go in the first quarter, and right now, Yellow Springs finds themselves down by more points than they have, that being 15-14. Jumper from the left. Again, too long. Kaner Butler's shooting percentage is not going to be real great here at the half if you are a Yellow Springs fan. However, on the other side, the offensive rebounds and second chance points for Northridge have been pretty good. They've gotten a handful of stickbacks from Ogletree and Akbar. Now they try to go to Carroll. Causes the jump ball that he had it stuck between his legs. That's a new one. You see him sort of quizzically trying to figure out what is going on. Substitutions aplenty for Northridge. 3:03 to go in the first half. As you get a look at their switches, Ivory will go out along. Pretty much the entire starting lineup has just taken a seat, with the exception of Anthony Carroll. Tavion Wallace out there with Drew Ogletree and Naman Crowder. (29-14) Yellow Springs. Another turnover as Isaiah Taylor can't handle the pass. And he'll head back down court. It has been all Northridge here in the opener. Game number 1 of 7 today in the Premier Health Flyin to the Hoop Invitational. 13 remaining games after this over the course of the next 2 days, including some dandies. Lima Senior comes in here tomorrow with Michigan-bound point guard Xavier Simpson. And they're going to take on a pretty strong squad as well on the other side. Carroll will get himself, back to the free throw line. Here goes Northridge. The free throw off the mark. It's actually Seth Deaton who can't connect. Rebound comes down to the hands of Taylor. Looking for 2. He's not made one from out there yet. He's missed both of his shots. Trying to create any kind of spacing for the 3. The basket's just closed. Devin Perry, a good-looking jumper, but again, has to frantically go right in front of his opponent's bench to save it. Ogletree, 3 blocks a game. There's one there. Ball off the back of the foot of the Bulldogs. And an up-close and personal view in the front row of Ethan DeWine. As you get a look at Seth Deaton, tried to get the fast break points, but it wasn't to be. Back out top, Northridge has done a good job of this so far here in the first half of being deceptively slow in terms of moving the ball. And I don't know if Ogletree can get that kind of roll again. You could probably take that shot 100 times and not have that roll. He's got 10, the first player in double figures, and it's 31-17. Up and under goes DeWine, has not scored since early in the first quarter, and he will not be able to change that fact. Those are just a minute here before halftime, and much needed, I think, if you are Yellow Springs and Coach Steve Grasso. A pass that you got a young man, Tavion Wallace. He took off way before the pass was even remotely there. He went to set a screen. Luckily for him, Deaton is able to get it. Shot in front of the free throw line by Ogletree, saved. And after a scrum, there's a scrappy Seth Deaton again. Keeps it alive. He'll take the 3. He'll make the 3. He averages 3 points a game. He's got 3 points, and his team now up 20. Just 30 seconds before the start of halftime. DeWine on the right wing with Kaner Butler. Has not got 2 buckets in this quarter. He's got just the 1 early on. See if they can change that maybe in the second half. Got to make him a bigger part of the offense. It'll go inside to Butler. Pass underneath to the big guy, and Isaiah Taylor. His first 2. Lead back down to 18. As you see, this is where teams try and figure out how much time do you need. And I kid you not, we were just talking about this before we went on here about how teams will take a timeout with just about 10 seconds to go before the start or before the end of a quarter, and then kind of trying to waste time to get just 1 shot. It'll have to be quick. There's just 7.7 seconds left coming out of the timeout for Northridge. But even if you miss, you still go into the locker room with a 34-17 lead. As you get a look at what they are planning coming out of the huddle. Still got a timeout if you're the Polar Bears as well, if you don't get something immediately. Ogletree will inbound. He's got Anthony Carroll out there. Carroll has made a couple of big shots already. It'll be Namon Crowder, though, who will have the basketball. Here's Ogletree with 4 seconds. Carroll. And the shame of it is he hit the three that they were looking for. The play took 5.6 seconds, but an offensive foul away from the ball. And on the screen, the second foul. Here's a heave from half court. That'll hit the front of the rim and skip past the cheerleaders in the hallway. As you get a look at that three, just a dagger from Seth Deaton. That came after a wild scrum for the ball, and he still was able to put that one up and in. At 34-16 at Northridge here at the half in game number 1 of the Premier Health Flyin to the Hoop Classic on day 3 here on SUVtv.
The 2016 Flyin to the Hoop Invitational, powered by SUVtv. Sponsored by DP&L. Stay safe and warm with Dayton Power and Light. Premier Health, offering a better healthcare experience for you. Marriott Dayton, the host hotel for the Flyin to the Hoop Invitational. Sports Image, promotion, marketing, and management. Omnisphere, advanced web solutions. Alley Cat Designs, covering everybody. Frickers, fun, food, and sports. And Pepsi, refresh your world.
Seconds inbound pass to Marbury as he works on the defense of Johnson, dribbles by Robinson, takes it to the baseline, running jump shot, good! 2 seconds left.
Start of the third quarter between Northridge and Yellow Springs. Northridge with a 34-16 lead. You see them there in the red jerseys, and they commit a turnover right off the bat. And taketh and giveth back away. Ogletree off the outlet, back and running. Off balance shot from Ivory. Both teams not the greatest shooting percentages in the first half. Northridge shot 14 of 29, so close to 50%, but 7 of 22 for Yellow Springs. They went 0 for 8 from behind the arc and 2 for 4 from the free throw line. Quarters of 10 and 6 for Yellow Springs. Northridge, they got 21 points in the first quarter. And now just trading the basketball back and forth. And you know it's not your day when you run into your own teammate and it almost commits a turnover. Polar Bears just trying to get something going behind Kaner Butler. He got rejected by the rim. And we go back the other way. Now the Bears led by Ivory. Ivory shoots one underneath to Anthony Carroll. He had a good first half, and he'll get the first points of the second half. It's actually his first point since the first quarter, where he had a big quarter with 7 points. Puts the team on top by 20. Northridge High School, one of their most famous alums in Joseph LaPointe, who won the Medal of Honor. They've got a couple of great singers and songwriters. And Jack Jones, the NASCAR or the NHRA racer, claims that Northridge is his alma mater as well. So some distinguished alumni from there trying to root on their squad as they lead by 20 early on in the third. Not sure what the move there was from Kaner Butler. Inside, Butler will drive to the basket, and the lid is closed. Just been that kind of day so far for the Polar Bears. And back the other way, Ogletree tried the tip dunk, but it results in a turnover. 2 quick turnovers. First half saw 3 for Northridge and 7 for Yellow Springs. Yellow Springs with the ball. Isaiah Taylor up high, throws one across, trying to get defense out of position. They've not caught Northridge out of position many times, maybe just twice. Long throw ahead, and one for Averon Eli. Averon will go to the free throw line. He's 4th this season in the Southwest Buckeye League with 15 points a game. 3.6 steals a game, puts him 2nd in the league as well. 1 hitch in terms of his game, 46.5% from the charity stripe. His first offering and only offering up and good, completes the 3-point play and pushes the lead to 23. Yellow Springs now back from right to left. You see him in the white jerseys. DeWine gets the screen from Taylor. And then it's pulled up. I'm surprised Northridge didn't get the turnover. Yellow Springs calls the timeout to save Kaner Butler from the turnover. And you get another look inside the Northridge bench. Playing pretty well again. 4-game winning streak for both of these teams. Northridge at 12-1 on the year. Their probably biggest test in the league so far this season comes on Tuesday night, where they will take on Carlisle. It is at Carlisle. Carlisle 5-1 in Southwest Buckeye League play. It'll probably determine the Buckeye division for this year that was won by Northridge last season. Yellow Springs will come out with a 23-point deficit. They score 57-6 a game, give up 46. As they are in danger of doing that already early on in the third quarter. Taylor just hoping anybody will come up and take it out of his hands. He'll get it back now off the inbound. The big guy, throws a baseball pass down underneath. That Ogletree is going to get called for the foul and put Joe Plumer at the line. Plumer doesn't have any points yet, and he missed his only 2 opportunities from the free throw line. Actually, they'll give the foul to Anthony Carroll. That'll be his 3rd. He's the only player in the game in real foul trouble right now. Plumer rolls in the free throw. 1 out of 3 now, and it's 39-17. Missed the first, so 1 out of 2 for the first point of the quarter at the 5:04 mark for Yellow Springs. Nice between the legs dribble, separate the defense, but a little bit sloppy off Eli, and another foul. It's going to be back-to-back fouls on Anthony Carroll. And you see Coach Jeff Lissath not too happy about it as Carroll walks past him to the end of the bench. And he's not too happy about it as well. Worst part was he walked all the way to the end of the bench, and you see him in the background. He had to walk all the way back to the opposite end just to get a seat. Line drive three-pointer from Isaiah Taylor. Off the mark, off and running. Here comes the alley-oop. And the O and oop stands for Ogletree right now as Drew throws it down. 41-17. He has got a dozen in the game, and you're going to get another look. Perfectly designed play as he's just laughing about it. Nice outlet right behind the entire defense. Started there by Eli. He gets it out top, and well played by Seth Deaton. Just throwing the alley and Ogletree, slamming one down. Here comes another opportunity on the steal. Ogletree just threw down another one. He gave it to Akbar, and he got it up and down. 10 points in the game for Akbar. It's 43-17. Bulldogs trying to get anything. They have not scored yet from the field in this quarter. They have just 1 point. Leading the offense and running into the brick wall. The brick wall, thy name is Isaiah Taylor. And it'll be Malik Akbar back to the line. He is 2 of 3. Left foot straight, right foot pointing it towards the next closest guy to his right as he nails his first free throw of the quarter. Get a look at the face of Isaiah Taylor after he picks up his third foul. 44-17 now. 4 out of 7 in the first half went to Bears from the line. And the lefty cannot connect on the second. Long baseball pass again. If you see a pass thrown that hard from Yellow Springs, you're going to know that it comes from Isaiah Taylor. And another whistle. Anthony Ivory with his first foul. Quickly mounting up, 4-2. Both teams were in the bonus in the first half. Wow, look at the defense just go by on the triple attempt for Marinelli. His shot off, and here comes the fast break. Ogletree chased it, ball, it's like a volleyball right now, just going back and forth. Long outlet pass to Joe Plumer. He hits the ground, and the strength of Kaner Butler, he almost picked up the Anthony Ivory straight up off the floor. It'll stay Northridge ball. Oh, I'm sorry, it'll be the Polar Bears ball. Or the Bulldogs ball, rather. Devin Perry now caught up as he picked up his dribble. Has to wait and see if Tony Marinelli can bail him out. Marinelli now trying to create some space with a hand. He'll get it to the basket. Isaiah Taylor lumbers in for 2. Not the fleetest of foot, but outraced the defense to the basket and picks up his team's 19th point. Rebound and an opportunity to cut back into the lead here for Devin Perry. Now onto the left. Ooh, a crossover in and behind the back dribble. On the spin, creates the shot. Again, cannot connect. Marinelli with a rebound. The off-balance basket. Marinelli with the points, and the Bulldogs went 0 for 8 from behind the arc in the first quarter. They still, or in the first half, they still have not hit from out there. but they continue to shoot. Eli for three from the wing, short, put the hand out, it still didn't matter. Ball goes out of bounds off of Kaner Butler, so it'll stay on this side of the floor. 44-21. Here in the opener, Ogletree went for the oop dunk off the inbound. Luckily, the pass was saved by Ivory. He's one of 5 players with a bucket in this quarter, and his team now up 25. Off the screen, Isaiah Taylor will give up the basketball, and he will give it back up to the Bears. Off and running again, and it's just too much numbers right now. Ivory misses, and Akbar sticks it back, 48-21. Arnelli down into the post. Nice little spin move and the left-hand attempt for Isaiah Taylor, the first team NBC selection last season. It won't matter what his accolade is if he cannot stop Seth Deaton from getting to the basket. 50-21. Again, game number 1 of 7 here today. As I guarantee wherever Eric Horseman is in the building right now, he's hoping for some more competitive game in terms of scores later on. You've got Covington Catholic, one of the premier teams in the state of Kentucky, taking on the Lakota East Thunderhawks in game number 2. The rest of the schedule for the day: Jackson comes down from Massillon to take on Springfield. Akron, St. Vincent, St. Mary, and Roger Bacon, a rematch from one of the only times that St. Vincent has lost deep in Columbus. That was the one time LeBron James was denied a state title back in 2003. Garfield Heights and Huntington Prep in the 5th game. Advanced Prep out of Texas and IMG Academy, and Demetric Trice in the second to last game, and then Gahanna Lincoln and Dunbar in the finale. 50-21 is the score here in the third quarter, the waning moments of the third quarter. On the other end, the last time that Yellow Springs had the basketball was Tony Marinelli, who got called for the offensive foul, just drove into the middle of the lane, didn't really have a plan, and ran over the defender who was standing there since about Christmas. Into the game for the first time now is James Browning, playing in his 7th game of the season. He gets it to Isaiah Taylor, who misses from the corner again. Down to 30 seconds to go in the first of the 2 second half quarters. Seth Deaton says, "I'll run down there, Anthony Carroll. Let me just get out of your way." Deaton now from the wing off the screen. Shot pulled down off the miss. Outlet to Marinelli. He'll run up the floor, step back off the window. Nope. Rebound and a putback for Kaner Butler. Kaner Butler's first 2 points of the third quarter. And here comes a steal with just 2 seconds to go. It's not going to be in time. 3 quarters in the books. 50-23 in favor of Northridge. As you get a second look at the fast break here from Northridge. The ball out ahead, and there's the oop to Ogletree. And another throwdown for the big guy. Fourth quarter coming up in a second here on SUVtv.
With specialists in every area of orthopedic medicine. With a full range of orthopedic care, from physical therapy to complex surgical procedures. With a passion for helping you live life to the fullest. That's how we're leading in orthopedics. That's how Premier Health is leading with care.
Start of the fourth quarter, it is a 27-point game, 50-23. It has been that way for pretty much most of the game. It was 21-10 Northridge after 1 and 34-18 at the break. Again, both teams in their first fly into the hoop appearance. The jumper won't go, and James Ray was in for the first time. Tavian Wallace gets into the scorebook as the 7th player on his team to do so. with the rebound and the stick back. Northridge looking to go 13-1 on the year. And a foul. Eli picks up another foul on his record. Take a look at Northridge's season. Their only loss, a 63-53 setback on the 19th of December at Meadowdale. Other than that, they had won 8 straight going into that, and they are looking for 5 straight coming out of it. First shot of this quarter is pulled down by James Ray. And it'll go out of bounds. He threw it too long for Tavion Wallace. So turnovers aplenty here so far. We had 10 combined in the first half. We've had probably close to that in the last couple of minutes between these two as they try and figure things out early in the fourth quarter. Browning and more free throws, or rather another turnover upcoming. That was the final 6.5 minutes of game number 1. Again, first of 7. A lot of tremendous games, a lot of tremendous talent coming up throughout the course of the day here at Flyin to the Hoop. And another 2 for Oglesby. He's the game's leading scorer with 14. Ogletree now with 14 points in the game. He's got points in every single quarter. Game number 2 with Covington Catholic and Lakota East. You've got a couple of fantastic scorers on both sides. You've got Evan Kuhlman and Ryan Middendorf for Lakota East. Middendorf headed to play his college ball at Lake Erie. That's another ball out of bounds. And the number 1 at 1 point ranked Colonials of Covington Catholic. They've got just 6 losses on the season, but not a good streak for them recently. They are coming up in game number 2. Working around the top of the key. Now the jumper off the mark again, and the rebound into the corner. Good save by Jonathan Clark, but he stepped on the end line. It's the first time that James Ray has come in. He came in early on in the quarter, playing in just his 2nd game of the season, but he's already made a difference. A 6'5" sophomore. He's got good length and good post presence as he sits down underneath, trying to get this rebound. If this shot won't go, he does so. Gets it right on cue and not even touching anybody as he did it. Carroll bumped into who I suspect the foul is going to go to in Isaiah Taylor. That'll be Isaiah's 4th. Yellow Springs takes on Xenia Christian on Friday and Triad on Saturday for their next 2 games. Carroll's free throw not able to connect, so he will stay with his 9 points. 45% free throw shooter is the 5'11" senior. Get a shot at Devin Perry going to the bench for Yellow Springs. Carroll from the line, 50%. As he knocks down 1 out of 2 and pushes the lead to 55-23. Exactly 5 minutes upcoming here in the fourth quarter. 3 again, just these line drive 3-pointers. Not getting a ton of arc for Isaiah Taylor. And he has missed, if I had to guess off the top of my head, he's 0 for 5. Ball goes out of bounds. It will stay here on the left side of the floor with Yellow Springs. There's Kaner Butler. Butler tried to go from the free throw line, had it stripped on the way up by Carroll. Carroll goes to the floor, forces the jump ball. It'll stay exactly where we are right now, as you see Kaner Butler trying to get the dirt off the bottom of the shoes and get some traction, as he had a good first quarter where he accounted for 8 points, but he's got just 4 since then, and none of those here in the fourth quarter. Joe Plumer with a 1 point coming from the free throw line. now with the basketball. Gets it to Kaner. Kaner misses the shot, put back up, and who's there again? It's Mr. Ray. 5 fouls, now 6 fouls. Or rather 5 and 5, I should say. Northridge will bring back in a couple of players all on the opposite end. And it'll be Akbar out there with Eli. Eli now with the basketball. 4:20 to go. Inside, outside. Quick move from Carroll. Drives into the lane. Throws a bullet underneath to Tavion Wallace. Wallace now will walk a couple feet to his left of the free throw line. And that is on Isaiah Taylor. And that means he is disqualified. He'll finish with 4 points in the game and head to the bench with 4:15 to go. He'll walk from one end of the bench to the other. Tony Marinelli will replace him and to get a line change with the exception of Tavion Wallace for the Bears. Wallace's free throw short off the front side of the rim. So Tavion 0 for 1, shoots 62.5% from the charity stripe. Spins and offers on the second. Just turned out exactly like the first. 55-23, the lead will stay. And go out of bounds. If you're on social media, whatever platform that you might be, use the hashtag FTTH to talk about all the games that are going on. I saw obviously a lot of retweets on the video that we had last night of the buzzer beater from Josh Jackson that is making its way around quickly. What a heck of a shot from that kid off the long pass from one end to the other to beat Huntington Prep. That is the third time this year actually that has happened in terms of the win, not of the buzzer beater. Now a jumper from the corner. Tavion Wallace. 4 points in the quarter, all coming on those jumpers just like that. And you knew Cantor Butler was going to get a nifty shot before the game ended. He did there to make it 57-25. He's got 14. He's actually tied for the game's high score with Drew Ogletree. Ogletree not out there right now. His day likely done with a 32-point lead and just 3 minutes to go. Running the point for Northridge. Namon Crowder. Crowder turns it over. Here we come back the other way. Marinelli off balance with 2 hands. He better thank somebody that fell down. The building moved just enough that he got that shot to fall. 57-27 now. Northridge high off the glass. Shot pulled down up by Joe Plumer. Up on the final 2 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. A long, kind of a weird bounce. Marinelli gets hit. Marinelli hits it. Falling away from near the Gatorade bucket for 3. He's got 7 now in the game, and again, all of those in the second half. Cuts the lead to 57-30. Makes it look nice for Mom in the scorebook. Ball knocked out of bounds on the drive from James Ray. He's not Jimmy Ray, he's James Ray. Back into the game for the Bulldogs. James Browning, a 6'3 sophomore, playing in his 7th game. He had a little bit of action in the third quarter, now playing the final 2 minutes here. On the runner, second time now that has been made for Seth Deaton. Deaton's got a good second half going, as he's got 4 of his 7 points. Rebound, loose ball. Now up the spin. Here comes the left-hand pass behind the defense from Crowder. And 2 more points up on the board for the Polar Bears. Brad Williams gets his first 2, and just as quickly another steal in Deaton. And a timeout here with 1:26 to go. 63-30 during the timeout. Just the final couple of minutes here in the 4th quarter. We'll be right back here on SUVtv.
The 2016 Flyin to the Hoop Invitational, powered by SUVtv. Sponsored by DP&L. Stay safe and warm with Dayton Power and Light. Premier Health, offering a better healthcare experience for you. Marriott Dayton, the host hotel for the Flyin to the Hoop Invitational. Sports Image, promotion, marketing, and management. Omnisphere, advanced web solutions. Alley Cat Design, covering everybody. Frickers, fun food and sports. And Pepsi, refresh your world.
Brad Williams with the fouls. We get back to action here on the Premier Health Flyin to the Hoop Invitational. Day 3, game number 1. Sees Tony Marinelli at the free throw line, and they can't get it to go. He used all his luck on that layup that he hit, falling away. Now the rim closed on his first attempt. Second free throw, that one's good. 7 points in the quarter. And a 63-31 Northridge lead. 3 ball from the deep left wing. Off the line for the Bears and Crowder. The jump ball will stay. Actually, will go the other way. Even the officials seem confused. They realize there's just 58 seconds left in a 32-point game. So Yellow Springs likely will see their 4-game winning streak come to an end unless the Rock and Jock 25-point shot is introduced here in the next 35 seconds. I don't see it lowering down though. Marinelli out front, bright pink shoes, got long sleeves and a missed basket on his resume. 32 seconds to go now in the 4th quarter. He comes up with the steal. He's going to lead the break out the opposite way. Had one of his teammates just fall straight down. Rebound, and that won't go either. The putback in the final 20 seconds. Here is Northridge. We'll get to 13-1 on the season. Just a matter of what the final score looks like. Looks like it's going to stay 63-31. Ball nutmeg through 2 different players. Final shot of the half and of the game is offline. Northridge 63. Yellow Springs 31. Northridge 13-1. Yellow Springs falls to 11-4. Game number 1 in the can of the Premier Health Flyin to the Hoop. Back here in just a few minutes for game number 2 with Covington Catholic and Lakota East on SUVtv.